Hey, also today I'm going to run through something which I think is absolutely impressive and amazing. So I am an avid use motion user, and you've probably seen all the adverts around on YouTube, on the socials, and things like that. Now, prior to this feature being released, I was actually considering ditching my subscription with Motion, and that's not really a fault of the software at all. It's just I didn't find myself that disciplined in terms of using Motion. And if you're not that disciplined with it, it's hard for it to be very effective for you because essentially with Motion, you need to log what you're doing every day, not to the nth degree, but in quite some detail so that you can really make the most of it. But then by chance, actually, I stumbled across this feature, which has absolutely blown me away. Now, for the past few weeks, I would say, I've been experimenting with things such as NA10 and Make.com in terms of AI agents. But Motion have now released their own version of AI agents that they call AI employees. So I'll just jump into this just to show you exactly what that means. So if you go into Motion and if you are a user of Motion, you'll see these, what are they called? Links on the side, AI meeting notes, AI employees. Now, I'm in the AI meeting notes area at the moment. And it's not really I don't really want to get into this too much, but this is a feature whereby if you have a meeting with someone, it will record the video, it will record the audio, it will provide a transcript, and it will also give the actions that you have to do for the call. It will send a copy of all of that to whoever was in the meeting, so the meeting attendees. So this is a meeting I had on Wednesday gone with my VA, and you can see it was from 9 to 9:30, and we were in attendance, and essentially I don't want to open it because it's got confidential information in there, but it's really good because you can see a video, you can see the transcript, and if you have a team, then they can also access these things so that they don't have to ask you questions, although they may. How was the meeting? What did you discuss? You can simply send them a link to this sort of section, and they can have a look at the meeting themselves. So that is a really good feature. I think other pieces of software have this, but it's nice to have it all in one place for Motion because I use Motion for meetings, for scheduling meetings quite a bit. So this is very useful. But this is really what I wanted to talk about is the AI employees. Now, you will see on the left-hand side here is that you have different AI employees. And these are the employees which I've hired, so to say, that can carry out various tasks for my business. But instead of going into each one, I'll just show you where you go to see the summary of the employees. So Motion have given you a number of employees here, each with their own different skill set. And what's impressive about this is that, number one, you don't have to set it up manually. And number two, it's pretty much good to go from just clicking a few buttons. But also, thirdly, is that you can configure these employees using natural language. So you don't have to use any code whatsoever. And that is really, really key. And that's where I think AI is ultimately going, especially for the majority of people who don't know how to code or do any sort of prompt engineering. So to save this video being an hour long, I'll just touch on each of these. So you have Alfred, who drafts daily agendas, organizes your email, generates action items, and automates status updates across your workspace. Now, I've already hired Alfred. I really like Alfred. Alfred's probably my favorite employee. Why? Because Alfred, what he does is give me every day an executive report, basically saying where I've been effective, where I've been ineffective, and what I could be improving on. But also what's actually quite key for me, because I receive loads of emails, is Alfred summarizes the key emails in there. So if there's a really important email or a really important decision for me to make, Alfred will say in a couple of lines that I need to make that decision. So that's really handy, especially at the end of the day, if I get back from somewhere I can just have a look at Alfred's report and know that I need to do certain things, rather than reading through every single email, which is really, really, it's a big time saver for me because I'm usually out and about. I'm not always in front of my computer. Now, Chip and Clyde, I haven't really tried. Chip helps with sales, and Clyde helps with customer support. But from memory, I haven't tried them because you have to link it with your Salesforce, and I haven't got Salesforce. Now, I'm sure you can link them with other CRMs such as HubSpot or Brevo, but I haven't had the time to do that. I've only been using these AI employees for about a week or so. So yeah, I'm sure once you do connect them up, then they're actually quite helpful, but I haven't really experimented with them. Now, Dot is a recruiter who researches candidates and prepares interview briefs using relevant information from LinkedIn and other sources. I haven't had a need to use Dot yet, but in time I might actually use Dot services. Millie is a project manager. Again, I haven't really used the project management feature. I haven't got Slack. I haven't got a team, so I don't really need to use Millie at the moment. But if the company were to grow, if I were to have a bigger team, then yes, I could probably use Millie. But to be honest, I'd probably first get used to the Motion project management features first before using Millie. Spec is an AI researcher. Again, I haven't used Spec, but I am keen to use Spec. And Spec researches the web manually on a recurring schedule to compile comprehensive reports on any topic you specify. And this, I think, is quite similar to Suki, who I'll touch on in a moment. But yeah, Spec seems to be a good employee, and I will experiment with them, but I will first talk about Suki, and that will probably explain why I haven't really used Spec. So Suki is a marketing associate. She can create content campaigns, analyze market trends, automate social media posts, etc., etc. Now, I haven't used the full capabilities of Suki, but where I found Suki to be very helpful is for researching topics and researching areas, sort of websites, and areas where I can get involved from a marketing perspective. So I will go through Suki in a second. I won't demonstrate all these employees because I haven't used all of them, and some of them have sensitive information. But I do want to at least show you the power of this, and I think one of the best ways to show you this is to show you Suki. So anyway, what you do is if you want to choose an AI employee, you click one of these and it takes you through a whole setup process. So I'll just show you very, very quickly what that looks like. So let's say we want to choose Spec. You press create employee, and then it gives you these options. So you can research a company, research a person, write a personalized cold email, send an email from Outlook or Gmail, score sales lead, enrich sales leads, enrich company. So it gives you all of these pre-configured things, which is really, really important. I'm busy. I'm sure you're busy. Where I think AI agents haven't been that helpful is that you have to set them up or pay someone to set them up. By paying Motion, they're pretty much set up, the key ones, for most people, actually. But in the event that you wanted to create a custom skill, you can go into what is essentially a workflow and create your own sort of process and triggers and things like that. But that gives you an idea of what is essentially happening in the back end of the AI employee. But we'll go back for now. So what I wanted to show you again was Suki. Now, Suki, and I'll touch on this in a bit up here, the credits. So Suki, I actually started recording this video yesterday, but I got distracted with other things, so I couldn't finish the video. So this is a fresh recording, hot off the press. So what I did yesterday was I asked Suki to research two areas solely for the purpose of this video. One was to research areas about iPhone 17 Pro, and the other one, my memory's gone. I can't remember what the other topic was. It was AI agents. So I created one employee for the AI agents, and I created another employee for the iPhone 17 Pro. So what happens is if you click into Suki, you can see again, this is the back end essentially of what's happening, of what Suki does. Right. So you can see that every day at 8 a.m., every weekday at 8 a.m., Suki will start doing her research, and she'll use those keywords that you enter to look at sources such as Reddit, YouTube, on the web. Uh, and then what she'll do is she'll collate all of that into a document and will essentially send you an email summary of what she's found. And so that goes all the way here. Now, you can add all sorts of other things in here. Create a document, append to documents, and a notification. You can do all these other things, which I haven't even explored yet, but you can see there is actually some room to add some code. But yeah, you can do all sorts of things, and you can see you can link it to other external platforms, and I can actually see HubSpot here, which is good. Yeah, that answers my question. So let's have a look at what Suki has done. So I think if I click here, sorry, you can see I'm not very used to this, but if I click here, these three dots here, click View Activity History, you will see this is one that failed. I'm not too sure what that failed. But yeah, here we go. So you can see here, this is when she last ran successfully. So if I click into here, you will see that Suki has come up with this report. So essentially what happened at the start was, let's see, I can't actually, let's see the keywords. I'm just trying to show you the keyword. I can't show you the keyword. I don't know how to show you the keyword. But anyway, the keyword was AI agent. So essentially when you run the process, what you see here is if you run it live, all of these areas will just start spinning. These arrows will start spinning, showing that it's working on researching these areas or completing these tasks. And then alongside here, you have credits. And what Motion have done is given me credits at the top here. So you can see 4,159. Initially, there were 12,000. But anyway, each step essentially requires a certain amount of credits. So you can see, for example, here, by searching Reddit, 25 credits were spent. By searching YouTube, is that 1.6 or 1,600? So 1.6 credits were used. Keyword analysis, 36 were used, and so on and so on. Then it creates a total for the amount spent, essentially. So 25 credits. Actually, no, it's not 25 credits in total, but there is somewhere where it shows, there you go, 85 credits in total used for this. So every time one of these AI employees deploys, does an activity, it costs credits. And then if you run out of credits, then you have to buy more credits. But I haven't run out of credits yet. I've been using this for a week. And I think from memory, Motion might correct me, is that there is obviously pricing categories where you can buy, I think it's like 100,000 credits for a month or something like that, which is almost impossible to use for a small business owner like me. So this is the result of that search. So you can see here, vector databases guide. These are basically the things that it's found, and it gives you a summary. Let's see if I can zoom in. A summary of what was found. So let's see here. From broke to making some decent money selling AI agents and automation, $6,000 to $15,000, not more. Summary: first person post describing a business selling AI agents, automations, lessons learned, pricing ranges, and sales operational advice. What's the insight? This is the insight which Motion generates. Shows a mid-range freelance small business market for packaged agent automation services, potential channel for partnerships or contractor hiring. And it tells you the date it was published and the source. And it basically gives you a full rundown of all of these areas that it's researched. And then you can then click into these, and it will load up the website. And then you can go and comment, or if it's Reddit, for example, you can go and comment in that subreddit about this post. Or you can maybe use this as inspiration to make your own post or post on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever it is. But these are sort of the articles or the content it's found relating to, there you go, AI agents. And this is a very broad term, obviously. So it put up a lot of stuff. But if you understand your niche, your target market, you can make this quite specific, and it will give you, some results. And this is incredibly powerful, especially if you're a single business owner, or even if you're, a medium-sized, let's say, business, and you want to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening, as opposed to having to pay someone to trawl through different sources or use Google alerts and things like that. This does it for you, and it does it for you whenever you want it to do it, and it gives you a very good list of content. So that's really that feature. Now I'm just going to show you another more relatable feature. I think it was the iPhone one. Let's see. No, it wasn't that one. Nope. Excuse me. See, again, I'm not very used to this. There was an iPhone one that it gave to me, but I cannot seem to find it. I just wanted to show you because it's a lot more relatable. I think it was this one. There you go. So this is the iPhone one that I ran. So it says iPhone 17 review, no asterisks, gives a summary. iPhone 17 versus 17 Pro. So you can see, there's a lot of articles here about the iPhone and content about the iPhone. So it's really, really powerful. This is a really powerful feature. And, this is just one AI employee that Motion have launched. This is not even, scratching the surface, really, in terms of the full capabilities of what Motion have delivered here. And I'm not being paid by Motion to talk about this. It's just something which I find is hugely impressive and will save me a lot of time as a business owner, and is of real value to me as a business owner, because I don't actually have to hire people to do this for me. Like in the past, I probably wouldn't have paid a VA to do this, but I would have spent a lot of time doing this myself. Now, obviously, it doesn't capture everything, but it captures really, something is better than nothing. And so this really, really is helpful. This is just an example of one AI employee in Motion. As I said, I'm going to experiment with Spec. I'll probably get these linked up with my CRM. And Alfred is absolutely fantastic, but I can't, again, show you. It's got some sensitive information in there. But I really do hope that gives you an insight into how powerful AI agents are and how easy it can be in something like Motion. Now, obviously, Motion is very expensive, so you need to weigh up the costs. But for me, this has just made, I won't even bat an eyelid for the cost, because this would deliver so much value for me that I can't really quantify really how much, but it's definitely going to give me a lot of value. So look, if that's been helpful for you, then let me know. Please comment, please like and subscribe, all that jazz. But equally, if you have any questions about this, then let me know. I'll be more than happy to do another video going into the details about this. And I think another thing worth saying is that this is, I think, still in its infancy. So they haven't really developed this fully yet. I think they're still working on additional features. And I think as you get with the higher price plans, you get more features as well. So it really is something to have a look at. Once again, thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm not going to edit that out, but yeah, thank you for watching. And let's go.